Hi there. Hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson, I will teach you trapezoidal rule. Of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. To estimate the area under the curve by using trapezoidal rule, so we need to find out the area of each trapezium and then we add them up. Okay, so let me just label this first. So we know that the width of this each strip, okay, is h. So this is h. And of course, they are the same. Okay, so just remember that. And let's just say this is x1 and this must be x2, x3, and so on. Okay, the last one is, let's say this is xn minus 1 because the first one is a. So the second one is x1, x2. So of course, the second last one is xn minus 1. So now what we do, we need to find out the area of each one of them. So let's say this is area 1, okay? So to find the area of this, we need to find the length of this, and this must be f of a. So this is f of a to find the y value. And of course, this length here must be f of x1. So let's just find out area of this first. So area of this is equal to a half of h, or h over 2, and f of a, we add f of x1. So that gives me the area of the first one. So to find the area of 2, so we know that the length of this must be fx2. That will give us the length of this. And this is f of x1. So now area 2, which is add them up, okay? So that is a half of h, or I can write h over 2. H is the width of the strip, and then f of x1, and we add f of x2. And to add next one is same rule applies, of course, h over 2, and this length here from here to here, of course, f of x3. And we just go f of x2, we add f of x3. And the last area here, we can add them up. So we know that this length here is f of xn minus 1. And this length here, we can see that is f of b. So we can just find that area as well if we add that up. So that will give me just plus h over 2 f of xn minus 1 plus f of b. There you go. But then if you think about it, we have common factor here. See, h over 2 is the common factor. So we can take the common factor out. So if I take the common factor out, so h over 2, so the first one, this term here, we live with f of a plus f of x1. So f of a, we add f of x1. And we add, so this term here, live with f of 1, f of x1, we add f of x2. And then the next term, we live with this one here. So that is add f of x2, we add f of x3, and so on. And then the last term is, we can see f of b. So there you go. Then this is exactly the same as, I simplified this, so h over 2, let me just write f of a and f of b in front, okay? So f of a plus f of b, f of x1, we add this together, so that gives us 2 lots of f of x1. And we add these two here together, so that we have 2 lots of f of x2. And if you keep going, and we also should have 2 lots of f of x3, and so on. So now you can see in here, 2 is a common factor for this. So I can just rewrite this. a bit simpler. So that give me h over 2 f of a. We add f of b. And in here, we take a 2 out. Okay, 2 is a common factor. So this will give me f of x1 plus f of x2 and f of x3 and so on. So there you go. This is trapezoidal rule for n strips. So h over 2 times f of a plus f of b and add 2 times. So all the y value between a and b. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So let's just go through an example. First one. So to work this out, so first of all, we need to know the rule. Okay, the rule for this is area is equal to h over 2, and then we have f of a with plus f of b, and we add 2 f of x1, we add f of x2, and then so on. Okay, keep that in mind. So now to work this out, let me just write this first. Okay, the function, so which is integrate between 1 to 10 dx over x squared is exactly the same as 1 over x squared. Okay, remember that, dx. And therefore, the function is this 1 over x squared. So f of x is 1 over x squared. Now to work this out, the best way to do this is we draw up a table and then we just complete the table first. Okay, so it makes it easier for us because there are 6 strips, okay, or 6 subintervals. Okay, that is 7 functions if you like. So let me just draw this out. So this is x and this is f of x. And then we start from 1. But then there are 6 subintervals. So we need to work out the height first, the width of the strip if you like. So the width of the strip is this. So h equal, so from A to B, so that is from 1 to 10, that is 9 units, okay, if you like. Otherwise, you can just go 10 minus 1, and then we divide it by 6 because there are 6 strips, okay, just remember, or 6 trapeziums, if you like. So we divide by 6. So 10 minus 1 is 9, divided by 6 is 1.5. Otherwise, just put that on the calculator. So 1.5. So what that means, it's go up by 1.5, okay, all the ways to 10. So 1, we go plus 1.5, so give me 2.5. And then what happened? 2.5 plus 1.5, it give me 3, so it's 4. And then 4 plus 1.5, that is 5.5. And then 5.5 plus 1.5, 6, so give me 7. And then 7 plus 1.5 is 8.5. And then we add another one, give me 10. So there you go. So let me just draw up a table first. So when x is 1, so that is 1 over 1 square, give me 1. So let me just write this down, 1. So when x is equal to 2.5, so 1 over 2.5 squared. So let me just put that on the calculator. So 1 over 2.5 squared. So there you go. So 0.16. But then we're going to use these numbers later. So easier for us, we just store those numbers on the memory first. Okay. So answer, shift, store in A. So that is 0.16. So remember that. I write that store in memory A. And then the second one is when x is 4. So that is 1 over 4 squared. So 1 over 16. So there you go, 0.06. So let me just store this into memory B. Answer, shift, store B. So that is 0.06. And when x is 5.5, 1 over 5.5 squared. So there you go, 0.03. So let me just store that in memory C. So answer, shift, store in C. So 0.03. So 0.03. So don't forget, this is B, this is C. And when x is 7, so just go 1 divided by 7 squared. And don't forget, we need to store that into D. So there you go, 0.02. And when x is 8.5, so just go 1 over 8.5 squared. So there you go, 0.01. So 0.01. And I store that in E because this is D. So answer, shift, store in E. And the last one, when x is 10, so 1 divided by 10 squared, which is 100. So divide by 100. There you go. Right. Shift, store in F. So that is 0.01. So now we just need to follow the rules. So let me just write this down. So therefore, evaluate from 1 to 10, dx over x squared is approximately 2 h over 2. So h is 1.5. So just write 1.5 over 2. And then bracket. So f of a is 1. And then f of b is 0.01. So just remember the last functions and the first functions we add together. So that means f of a is 1 plus f of b is 0.01. And then we add 2 times all the functions that is between 1 and 10. Okay, so that means we need to add all these numbers together. That's all it is. Okay, so let me just move this across. So that is brackets 0.16 plus 0.06. We add 0.03. We add 0.02 at 0.01. Close brackets. Of course, we close another bracket. So what I do now, I just put that on calculator. Remember, 1.5 over 2. And f of a is 1. And we add f of b is the last function. So that is, I store in the last memory. That is f. So we add alpha f. And then we add 2 brackets. So we just need to add from 0.16 all the way to 0.01. Okay, so that is alpha a plus alpha b plus alpha c and plus alpha d and plus alpha e. Close brackets. Don't forget we need to close another brackets. So there you go. 1.19. 2 decimal place we do. So that is approximately 1.19. So there you go. Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Hi there, I'm back. How did you go? So let me go through it with you. Before I do that, please do not forget to give me a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't done so you can help me to grow my channel. So let's get into it. So first of all, we need to know the rule first. Okay? And the trapezoidal rule is equal to h over 2 f of a plus f of b, the first y value plus the last y value. Okay, and then we add 2 lots of all the y value that between a and b. Okay, so which is like f of x1, we add f of x2 and so on. Okay, so keep that in mind. So first of all, I need to work out the height first. Okay, the width of the strip, if you like. So we know that a is 2, b is 4. So the distance, let me just write h equal. So from 2 to 4 is 2 units. Okay, otherwise you just go 4 minus 2 and then we divide into how many strips do we have? 5. Okay, 5 sub-intervals. So we just divide by 5. So that will give me, so 2 over 5 is 0.4. Otherwise, just put that on a calculator. So now what I do, I just draw up a table. Okay, makes it easier. So we go x. So this is f of x. And we start from 2. That is a. And we add 0.4. So that is 2.4. And then the next one is 2.8. And then followed by, we add another 0.4 is 3.2. And we add 0.4. That is 3.6. And we add 0.4. That should give us 4. So there you go, from 2 to 4. And now we just need to work out f of 2, f of 2.4, and so on. Okay. So let me just draw up the table first. So now f of 2. So we know that fx is this function here. So let me just put that on the calculator. So when x equal to 2, so f of 2 will give me square root of 2 power 3, and then we minus 8. So that will give us 0. So let me just write this down. So that is 0. And when x is 2.4, so we just go square root of 2.4 power 3 minus 8. So now it becomes 2.41. So let me just store this into memory A first, because we're going to use these values, okay, later on. So answer, shift, store in A. So 2.41. 2.41. So when x is 2.8, so that is f of 2.8. So 2.8, I can do this way as well. Minus 8 equals square root. Answer. So 3.74. So let me just store that in memory B first. Answer, shift, store in memory B. So 3.74. So let me just write this down. This is A, this is B, and f of 3.2. So we just go 3.2 power 3 minus 8 equals square root. Answer. So 4.98. So answer, shift, store in C first, okay? So now we just go 4.98. 4.98. Let's say C here. So when x is 3.6, 3.6 cubed minus 8 equal, and we square root of that. Answer. So there you go, 6.22. Let me just store this into memory D first. Answer, shift, store into D. So 6.22. 6.22. Now when x is 4, so just go 4 cubed minus 8 equals square root of that, okay? So 7.48. So let me just store this. Answer, shift, store into E, because this is, so that is 7.48, and this is E. Now I just need to use trapezoidal rule, okay, to work this out. So now evaluate from 2 to 4, x to the power 3 minus 8, square root of this is approximately h over 2. H is 0.4. 0.4 over 2, because I just follow this rule here, and then we brackets at f of A. Now don't forget, all we need to do is the first y value, we add the last y value. So these two add together. So that is 0 plus 7.48, and we add 2 times the sum of all the remaining y value. Just remember that for me, okay? So brackets, so 2.41, we add 3.74, we add 4.98, and then we add 6.22. Brackets and brackets again. So now let's just using calculator to work this out. So I just go, I can just do from inside out, okay? So let's see. So we just go alpha A, we add B, add C, add D, and don't forget, this is it. So now what we do, we just press equal, and then what I do is I times by 2, so times 2, and then we add 0.48, that is on memory E. So we just add E. There you go. So now I just times by 0.4 over 2, times by 0.4 over 2. So there you go, 8.43. That would do 2 decimal place. So that is 8.43. So there you go. I hope you got it correct, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.